anyone needing guidance in the greatness of the late Aretha Franklin, the 2015 Kennedy Center Honors makes the ideal case. Aretha taking the audience to church with You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman.
What Aretha had, it's something you can't be taught. No one had more soul than that woman.
Aretha Franklin died on Thursday at age 76 in her hometown of Detroit, a result of advanced pancreatic cancer. In her final days, her family gathered to say goodbye.
I had a chance to sit next to her and just hold her hand, just to sit there and talk to her and just let her know that she's loved, and, you know, on behalf of the family, we really appreciated her. I felt her squeeze my hand. I felt my auntie squeezing my hand. And I knew that she understood and heard everything I was saying.
While her family mourns their matriarch, tonight, an outpouring from fans. Elton John called her one of his favorite pianists. Kelly Clarkson declaring, "There will never be another like her. She was truly special." On Nicki Minaj's Queen radio show, she and guest Alicia Keys paid tribute to Franklin.
I mean, it's no secret that she's, you know, an icon. She is the icon of all icons.
Talk about queens. She was definitely the queen. Like, she stepped up in the room and just everybody just bowed all the way down.
Among this royal court, at VH1's Divas Live in 1998, she reigned supreme.
Aretha Franklin is at her heart a gospel singer. She brought gospel to the masses.
18 Grammy Awards, 17 top 10 hits. From Spanish Harlem,
the moment I wake up, before I put on my makeup, say a little prayer for you.
to I Say a Little Prayer.
She can sing quietly, she can do something louder, she can do something pop, gospel, soulful, she can be gritty, she can be ethereal and delicate. I mean, like, whatever you want.
Aretha was crazy to work with. I mean, her process is not like anything I've ever seen before. First of all, she's a firecracker. You know, she's smart as a whip, and she knows everything about everything. A lot of artists think they know everything, but she actually does.
She'd begun singing in her father's church in Detroit. She talked about that in an interview with 60 Minutes from 1990.
Whenever we were having services, if I was going to sing, they would have me stand on a little chair and sing.
She'd first be heard on record at 14 years of age in 1956 with a gospel standard, The Day Is Past and Gone.
Because she came out of the church, you have this kind of praise and worship optimism of make a joyful noise.
Aretha attempted to cross over into pop but was initially unsuccessful until producer Jerry Wexler and Atlantic Records helped to unlock her greatness in early 1967 with I Never Loved a Man the Way I Love You. Set off a series of monumental hits through 1968, among them Chain of Fools. Since You've Been Gone. And You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman.
I used to feel so uninspired.
For a black woman to say that, and to have her hair in an afro, and to be out there just being her beautiful self in her most natural state. That was just a different way for black people and for America as a whole to even envision love.
All the while, Aretha was constantly rediscovering herself.
I've still got to find out who and what I really am. I don't know yet. I'm trying to find the answer.
It was her idea to spell out those letters in respect.
She wasn't asking for respect, she was demanding respect. And that became this women's anthem.
It moved to the civil rights movement. People marched to that music. People asked for respect, literally, figuratively, theoretically, and she was central to that.
Civil rights icon Congressman John Lewis wrote in a statement, "When we would be released from jail after a nonviolent protest, we might go to a late-night club and let the music of Aretha Franklin fill our hearts. Her music gave us a greater sense of determination to never give up or give in, and to keep the faith." And when that faith was tested with the death of Martin Luther King Jr. in 1968, Aretha's voice once again carried them through.
And the wind blew right now. And all we need is you, Jesus, to linger right there.
There was no Shondaland. There was no In Living Color. There was no Issa Rae's Insecure. None of that was happening. We had to grab at images to try to put together like who we wanted to be and like put them together and figure it out. And Aretha was central.
You better think about what you're trying to do to me.
In 1980, when she appeared in the movie The Blues Brothers, she garnered a whole new following.
Seeing her in this movie that went to #1, The Blues Brothers, really I mean, a lot of people come into the Aretha movement on that, like, oh, that woman, she's dope.
She'd returned to the pop charts in the mid-'80s with the buoyant Freeway of Love. And a duet with George Michael, I Knew You Were Waiting. A joyful diva feeling the love once more. Her career reinvigorated under the hand of famed record executive Clive Davis.
That's part of what Clive is good at, and you know what you're gonna do when you get to be older.
At 56 years old, Aretha Franklin would appear in this music video with a singer half her age. The song "A Rose Is Still a Rose" would garner a Grammy nomination for Best R&B Song.
I think she had the ability to be flexible and be fluid with different genres, and that was one of the things that made Aretha so unique.
That same year, she would surprise us all when she stepped in at the last second for an indisposed opera singer, Luciano Pavarotti, and lay out the crowd with the aria Nessun Dorma. With the depth of her soulfulness beyond question, Aretha could also display a playful side, as she did with Diane Sawyer in 2000.
I like to use this kind of spoon because it keeps you from having lumps. So
see, I might always get lumpy. That's
very slow. You have to do it very slow and almost work through the grits so it doesn't form a lump. Ooh, there was a lump. What is that?
No lumps. Really, no lumps.
Men don't like lumps. Not those kind, anyway.
She'd earned so many honors. The first woman inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
How did you feel when you first heard the news?
Oh, I was highly flattered, absolutely flattered. It's a wonderful feeling to be alongside your contemporaries, and to be the first woman just was kind of overwhelming.
President after president chose the Queen of Soul to appear in front of large national audiences. From Jimmy Carter.
God bless America.
To both of the Clinton inaugural events.
And I was unafraid. And dreams were made.
She'd be awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2005 and highlighted President Obama's inauguration in 2009.
I come treated of thee.
Just last year, her hometown of Detroit would name a street in her honor.
Detroit has been with me ever since then. They were there when no one else knew who I was, and I've been with them every step of the way.
Tonight, her millions of fans have so many vivid moments to treasure, like this one. At the piano, just as she was for the song's original recording. Then rising, taking the mic to center stage. slipping that mink to the floor like a boss. The great Aretha, wrecking the house one final time. For Nightline, I'm Chris Connolly in Los Angeles.